We continue to follow breaking news out of Northeast Georgia, where we just learned there's been an explosion at Georgia Guidestones. New video just in shows damage to the Guidestones in Elberton County. The GBI and local officials are investigating this explosion. They say someone detonated an explosive device around 4 a.m. The Guidestones are located on Highway 77 in Elberton.
We cannot hide away from human population growth because it underlies so many of the other problems. All these things we talk about wouldn't be a problem if there was the size of population that there was 500 years ago.
Okay, that's Jane Goodall, another one of these. I mean, she seems pretty healthy at her ripe old age, right? Like, why is she still alive? And that's, the question I always ask. It's like with these people that complain about overpopulation and, there's too many humans on the earth. And, why don't you solve the earth problems then and line yourself up first for the euthanasia program? And what's interesting about what she said is if you do the math, 500 years ago, like she said, 500 years ago, according to this website, Earth's population was 461 million, according to this guy's tweet. Taken at word value, roughly, let's say 461 million. So what do the Georgia Guidestones say? 10 Commandments, the very first. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. So I wonder if Mrs. Goodall has been reading from the 10 Commandments from the globalist blueprint here, George Guidestones. It ends with, be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. So, I mean, this is the type of stuff these are the type of ideas. This is the new neo-pagan mother goddess earth worship. False religion based upon this burden of guilt, shame, fear. That, just by being born, just the act of being born, like in the Dark Ages, original sin, St. Augustine. Just by the very act of being born into this earth, you are a cancer on the earth. You are the cause of, polar bears drowning in the ocean. You name it, right? Everything that we love on this planet. You are the cancer that needs to be. What do you do with cancer? Cut it out, remove it, right? And so if you align with the tenets of this death cult of a man-made climate change, like this guy, Bill Gates has a warning about population growth, and this is from the World Economic Forum's own website. I like to go to the source. Of course, it's so concerned about the population of Africa. You can't make up these. I mean, here once again is your prophet of doom, right? I mean, disheveled, doesn't comb his hair, eyes bugged out. These are the people who a lot of these, mentally unstable people are listening to. Population growth in Africa is a challenge, Gates. And you wonder why a lot of those Africans don't want to take Gates's injections, If he's really that concerned about population, then why is he also so concerned about your health? It's a good question to ask. Asked about the best ways of tackling the growing population and poverty challenge. Gates said improving access to birth control is key. Yeah, he's all about birth control, right? Another prophet of doom. And so if you get your information from, people like AOC or Jane Goodall or Billy Goat Gates there, then this guy's act of igniting himself and committing suicide for the cause, kind of holds some weight, right? It's kind of actually logical, right? You might as well just all line up and start lighting yourselves on fire to save the earth, right? Or drown yourself. Maybe that'll emit less CO2. I don't know. In any case, it makes sense that a guy like this, who followed through this poisonous belief system, he followed it through to the end, right? Or even in the case of, let's say, some of these arsonists that might be doing their own brand of eco-terrorism, this kind of a scorched earth policy of just burning everything down, right? And whatever you think their motivations are, as a Christian, are they demonically inspired? They struggle not against flesh and blood, right, but spiritual wickedness in high places. And perhaps there's a reason why all these people are working in these different little spheres, and they're all kind of leading up to the same end game, which is, like I said, the excuse for all this legislation that they're trying to ram through that increasingly restricts our civil liberties, restricts our freedoms, limits growth, right? That's one of their, Bill Gates talks about. We need to limit growth, right? We've had it a little too prosperous, right, for too long. It's doing damage to the earth, and of course, Bill, he's fat and happy for the rest of his life, including who knows how many generations after him of the Gates family there. But the rest of us, we got to kind of start tightening our belts a little. We got to stop eating meat. We got to start eating bugs. We need to give up driving. We need to eventually, the ideal, right, of these technocrats is the World Economic Forum vision of the future citizen who owns nothing and is happy. I mean, that is just a logical end conclusion if you believe in this new religion that they're peddling, these prophets of doom, that, prosperity, choosing your own destiny, living the lifestyle that you want to live, pretty well off in this, this nation that's offered us so much freedom and material wealth. All these things are bad, right? All this is bad. You need to give it all up for the earth, of course. For the future generations. I just somehow kind of, call me a pessimist, right? But I don't think the global ruling elite, who are motivated by the same selfish tendencies that we are, really have our best interests in mind and that of the planet.
This is a climate dam emergency. This is real, and it's happening. This is the perfect storm. It's happening in unprecedented ways, year in, year out. I mean, you can exhaust yourself with your ideological BS. When you have a heat dome over the entire west coast of the United States, when you have temperatures, record-breaking temperatures, record droughts, then you've got something else at play. And that's exactly what the scientists have been predicting for half a century. It is here now.